Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hobby News Daily. Got some great news for you today. Great might not be the right word, but an exclusive, I think, first look at what Fanatics is cooking. You guys ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's warm it up one more time. You know, my younger self never would have thought this was cool. My younger self would have said, you're sitting there with glasses, you're old, you're looking in a video, man, what's up, dude? My younger self loves collecting too. Okay, guys, we got some cool stuff today. I'm going to share with you, it's not exclusive, but a video that Fanatics has released on braking. I want you to see Fanatics' vision of what braking will be. Now, forgive my terrible technology. I'm going to be sharing it from my iPhone right here. You're going to be watching. I'm going to show you like that. And since I can't figure out how to share the screen, it's a bunch of reasons. But before we get into that, I got a lot of other good content to share with you first. But sit back and let's share the screen. Quick shout out to hobby boards. If you guys haven't used the hobby boards, I do recommend it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. First video, bring your attention. Neo talking about Topps intentionally loaded boxes, 2023 Topps finest with golden treasure boxes. The God box. Personally, I'm excited to see these back. I've seen these before. I remember watching a Lakers box. I think it was Exquisite, where the entire box was Lakers. And all I thought to myself was, man, could you imagine being in a PYT break and picking the Lakers on that break? I mean, that's just got to be, that's the God box moment where you're in a break and you paid like, I don't know, a good price for Lakers, but you get the entire box. Oh, that's evil. I think this is cool. My only comment here is I think we need to be more transparent about this. Like Topps should come out and say, hey, we're going to have 55 God boxes in our product release, or we're going to have blah, blah, blah in the product release. These are great. I love chases like this. But without knowing about it and some more confidence in the randomness of it, we're going to be suspect. I will tell you that. You're going to get more complaints, in my opinion, than positivity about this until we make, like, you should tell us how many are in the print run. Hey, we made 55,000 cases. Out of 55,000 cases, 5 cases are going to have blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Be more, it's statistics, it's math, it's gambling. Don't lie to me. I know what it is. Okay, great video here from Dan the Man today, talking about BGS autograph grading confusion. And let me just say this. Listen to this video. He explains what's going on. He makes it very, very clear. BGS specifically says, if they get a card from manufacturer, that the manufacturer is guaranteed or authenticated the autograph on the card, unless there's some glaring reason, this card does not even get looked at by an exemplar, a person who looks at the autographs. It just goes straight to the grading process. Just goes straight to card grading. Okay, so the fear there is, he points out, someone stole some Panini cards that had on the back, this is guaranteed by Panini, and on the other side, their autograph was not put on there. So you could have, anybody autograph that, and Panini's authenticating that the autograph is valid just simply because of the contract on paper and the autograph being put on it, which is wrong. And then BGS is making the assumption, well, Panini says it's good, then it's good for me. That's a terrible way to do this. My question to this is, when did this change? Beckett used to be the one who caught the Dak Prescott auto pen. They're the one that called out the auto pen when the card said specifically, this has been autographed by Dak Prescott. And they said, no, it wasn't. This is autographed by a machine. And they called that out. That was Beckett. And then what the hell is up with Steve Grad, right, over at Beckett, calling out the Lucy Ball autograph, which I believe on the back of the Topps thing says, this is a Lucy Ball autograph. Where's the line, Beckett, where you step forward and you can say something's fake, and other times you hide behind, we only autograph, we rely on the manufacturer. I don't think they're alone in that. I'm attacking Beckett in this point, but this is what, again, this is one of those things where I would say that we need, it's not a regulator, or this is wrong. There should be clarity on it, right? There should be a customer support person, a public relations person that you could be able to ask, and they should have to answer. Okay, this is how we clarify this. This is the process for it. This should be defined. We put in trust in this organization and other organizations like this and lots of money into it. That's my issue with the autographs. On the topic of autographs, check out Dr. Beckett's conversation with Jimbo Spence at GSA talking about autographs. This was freaking amazing. I used to think that there's only PSA and Beckett that did the autograph authentications, and I really gave more credit to Beckett and little credit to PSA. I'm going to say I have to give more credit to GSA after listening to this video, this audio podcast, whatever you call it, because he goes in the process. You talk to them. They talk about their team that looks at autographs. They talk about I forget to use the wrong term, the examples they have of good autographs that they compare. They talk about how autographs could be graded now, graded that were in the past, successful that now are not successful, and the reasons why. Like you might have found out 5 years after the fact that autographs were authenticated that it was a secretary or the person didn't sign it. There's things change. History changes. History is not concrete as we think. Maybe that's our word, but it's not as black and white. Phenomenal conversation. Talked about the importance of autograph authentication. There's so much to it that made me, again, have a lot more confidence in GSA and more concern with Beckett and PSA. And I think here my takeaway is, I think there's a lot of trim cards. I think there's a lot of trim cards, but I think there might be a lot of fake autographs too. And that scares me. Like, we're going to find out in the future with technology and AI that a lot of people have been duped. No bottles of water down. Never have a bottle of water down when I need it. I don't know why I didn't bring water in the office. Okay. Junk Wax Investor talks about, Junk Wax Hero talks about Junk Wax Investor. And really great video about Junk Wax Investor and how he sold his channel and what he possibly got for it, and what he's doing, and what the channel's doing now, how it uses AI and it pulls top sales from eBay and all this other stuff. Really, really good video. But I have to tell you, the question that comes to me, Mike, is who came first, Junk Wax Investor or Junk Wax Hero? And I suspect, how clever was it to pick that name? I mean, both are genius names, right? Junk Wax, very, very trending. You're going to get a lot of searches on it. Investor side, hero side. You could go with Junk Wax Hobby. It's cool. I dig it. Reminds me of the Hobby Box. When he came out, he picked the Hobby Box. And a friend of mine pointed out how smart that name was, because the Hobby Box, why do I have the name Hobby Box? Should we get the name Hobby Box anybody out there? People select the Hobby Box when they search for hobby content, right? Hobby Box. You want to see a box break, you Hobby Box, window, Prism, Wimby, or whatever. You're going to put Hobby Box in there. So really cool. Okay. We're going to talk about breaking real quickly, and then we're going to do the Fanatics live video. Check this out, man. This was well done. This is Mojo Break Media, and they're talking about breaking. And the reason I want to bring this to your attention is they make a really good comment here. And I would say really good comment because I'm not saying it's right. First of all, I'll say this. They discuss the way they do breaking. They talk about they don't do razzing, raffling. They don't take chances. They're very clear about a lot of things they do and keeping what they believe is their kind of ethics or their code of standards. And I have to say they do adhere to that. My biggest complaint, these guys, is sometimes their prices, in my opinion, have been higher than they used to be. I feel like I got more value in the Mojo Break in the past, but I understand. You guys have grown. Things are changing. You got to pay the bills. That's my biggest complaint. I just don't use these guys as much because I know I can find the same products at a cheaper price. But of all the major breakers, they're probably my favorite. And it is because of their content, their consistency, and things like this. Like, one of the biggest things with breaking is getting a break to fill. People don't have little patience of waiting for a break to fill, right? How those breaks get filled, I think, is critical. No one wants to talk about it. In my opinion, I'm not referring to Mojo, but I know a lot of breakers fill it themselves, and then the hits they get from that, or the bad hits they get from that, they use in repacks. So, when the teams don't fill, someone will buy the Jazz. Someone's going to buy the Bulls. And when a 101 Jazz comes out, they're going to repack that sucker. Because it's a 101, and they had it in a break. The breaker got in a break for pennies on the cost of its market value, right? So they paid for the break, so they probably got it for nothing, because the break probably paid for everything anyway. The paying customers of the break, right? So they got a free spot. They get a card. They use the market valuation of the card, which they make up because there really is no Jazz 101 card of who that crappy player is. Anyway, you see my point? And that's just in general. That's why I don't like. That's one thing I'd say about breakers. You need to get away from the repacking. You really do. You shouldn't do it. I know most of you all do it. You have some repack product in a way. You get charged back. You just don't know what to do with the product. You can't sell it. I do think there should be a better way. Anyway, let me give you a poor example. Yeah, that's all I have to do. These good example right here. Poor example. Poor example of breaking on a channel that's a poor example of breaking. The reason I say that, go listen to this video, and I will say I have a video coming out on this specific interview with Daps, because I do think it's profound to understand not only where it came from, but some other history that he leaves out, but also understand his impact. This guy's in everything. He's in with Ruben. He's in with TikTok. He's in with Fanatics. He's got tons of influence, more influence than most content creators want to give him credit for. I applaud his hustle. I just don't like the way he's done it. I hope he listens and changes because there's nothing you can do about it. He's toothpaste out of the tube. But this guy's a kitchen breaker. He got to where he was, man. He didn't tell you. He got $50 a night, then he got $500 a night, then one night did $7,000 a night, then he did $70,000 a night. And he did that off of selling retail, mixing with hobby, and building value, building repacks, bait and switch. Okay, I saw him do it. Some people call it hustling. I call it, I don't know, parasitic in my opinion. And I mean that. I do think there's a difference between a breaker who buys a product, does a business, he buys it at a cost or a fixed price, he adds a margin, and he breaks it for everybody, and he has his business, versus a guy who, and I'll say this too, there are good kitchen hustling breakers who do it because they have access or whatever it might be, but this guy deliberately, parasitically feeds off of people in the hobby, misleads them. Bad breaker, man. Bad breaker. I want him to be shut down. But again, I also still have to realize he's not going to be shut down. This guy's got more power than these guys do. Think about that. Anybody watching that, I want you to understand that Mojo Breaks has been in the industry for 15 years. Honestly, God, these guys are hobbyists who got into breaking. They've seen the entire history of breaking, sports cards, really fun, good people. Whether you like breaking or not, they are on the outside looking into this chucklehead right here. And that's what concerns me about the hobby, man. The hobby, the drivers of the hobby we're screwed. Okay, I'm going to break this. I'm going to share with you the video from Fanatics Live. I want to share this with you so you can see this. Got a few people in the chat. Where's my phone here? I apologize. This is not going to be easy or sexy.
What do you know about breaking? Not breaking bad. Not breaking up.
Oh man, this is going to suck. Listen to it then.
Well, sort of breaking down. This is about breaking cards. Let's go be great. Get ready, boys!
Backyard breaks. Leighton sports cards.
Breaking represents a new dawn in the buying and opening of cards.
A new dawn.
Here's how it works. A pack or box or case of boxes goes up for sale. Buyers purchase specific slots.
Look at this Wall Street thing.
When all the slots are sold, the breaker opens or breaks the pack. Oh, and his autograph. And then distributes the cards according to the rules of the break. For example, if you're in a team break, the slots correspond to different teams. If you purchase the Yankee slot, then any Yankees player pulled from the pack is awarded to you. With breaking, collectors can access card products, especially expensive card products,
Expensive.
in a fun and communal way. And the
In a
costs are shared
fun and
across the
communal
participants in the break, like the Brooklyn Food Co-op or a Nordic welfare state.
A Nordic welfare state?
There's all kinds of breaks you can do.
They just compared breaking.
There's team breaks, random breaks, player breaks, divisional breaks, sports breaks, vintage breaks, modern breaks, box breaks, case breaks, many more. Breaks are typically live streamed, and when a big card gets pulled, there's nothing more to say. So, to summarize, if you're feeling lonely, consider breaking. That's how you destroy a break. So what are you waiting for? Go on, go. Get out there. Join me.
Wow, man. I think that's pretty bad. Am I still pumping the NFTs? I'm still a fan of functioning NFTs. I still like the Funko Pop NFTs a lot. Very bullish on them. Love them, love them, love them, love them. And I'm going to do kind of a how to chase the Stranger Thing NFTs next week. Other NFTs, I like the Panini ones. I'm not as active in them as I used to be, but I still like them. Of all the other NFT projects, they're probably my favorite. But I'll leave it at that. Have a great day, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share. Love your thoughts on Fanatics. I will say I've got the app. I'm going to be in the first Fanatics breaks I can be in. You can't complain if you don't try. That's the way I look at it. You got to play.